Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat on the way in. My apologies, everyone. 15 minutes late. My bad. I really wanted to make sure I got what I wanted to get and put a couple of notes down. My apologies between running around. Yes, this is a reckless stream, so y'all already know if Mr. Z comes to abrupt stop, do you get it? Don't put it in the comments. Don't put it in the comments. Um and so yeah, I wanted to make sure I had some stuff to handle, and I wanted to make sure to get the right notes down. Once again, shout out to Jason Black. The brother does make fun of us and he snipes at us. Um, but the numbers, that brother be on the numbers, and yeah, he does do the appropriate reading, and we have to give him that, right? So shout out to that brother. Okay, Attorney General Fani Willis. Okay, Fani Willis, and I need to put the other link. So there's a couple of people referencing Fani Willis and saying it straight up like she tried to give dating advice on the stands practically. And for those of you that checked the first link, a man is not a plan. A man. I'm sorry. I said attorney general. My bad. District attorney. District attorney. Thank you, Michael Ross. And district attorney out of Georgia. On the stand said a man is not a plan. A man is what? A companion. A companion. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry, dear women's egos. Ooh, this is gonna hurt. I am sorry. I am sorry. A man is the plan. Ooh, Z. Ooh, Z. Ooh. You know what? Um, District Attorney Fani Willis, you're partially right. You're right in that a man is not a plan. A man is a companion. You're right about a man is not a plan. Where you're wrong is that it's not that a man is a plan, it's that a man is the plan. Oops. Let me say it again. A man is the plan. Oh, y'all not hearing that silence for no reason. I'm purposely being silent. Let me say that again. A man is the plan. So for those of you that clicked, was it the second link? And I've just put it, so my apologies, and I know I didn't give you guys enough time to go through it. You might have missed it about a year or so ago, and that's another reason why it was taking me so long, because I remember um someone going through the numbers, and I had to remember who it was, if it was BGS or if it was Jason Black, and then I had to go and find the segment or the live that he covered this, and Jason Black goes through this, right? And he goes through an article written, if I'm not mistaken, by the Washington Post, right? And it goes through this. Yeah, so we're gonna go through this ourselves. So once again, it's the petite bourgeoisie, right? Sometimes it's white women, sometimes it's Latinas, sometimes it's very rarely is it Asian women, but sometimes it's white women, sometimes it's Latinas, it's often black women who make comments like Miss Fani Willis, right? That a man is not a plan. No, a man is the plan. They make these comments and they're often married with children. They're often married, right? And they make these comments and it sounds nice and it's a good ego boost for women, but in actuality, no, a man is the plan. A man is the plan. And Adric says, my personal black female friends are agreeing to the clip. You know what's funny? So let's go through it. Adric, 1 in 20 women, 1 in 20 elite households, it's the woman that pushes that household into elite status. Women earn enough on their own to qualify for elite status in 1 out of 22 households. Let's say it again. And for elite status, that's 845,000 household income, if I'm not mistaken. Now, the article is a bit old. I think it comes out in like 2016-ish, maybe. But the numbers haven't moved too much. So 1 out of 22. If you want to be kind to the women, let's say 1 out of 20 now. It's almost a decade later. So if you want to be extremely kind, let's say 1 out of 20. Yeah, ladies, a man is the plan. And shame on attorney District Attorney Fani Willis for that comment, because no, a man is the plan. And if you had a man instead of poaching another woman's man or attempting to, maybe you wouldn't find yourself in the situation you find yourself in. Right? And y'all give Mr. Z 1 second, y'all talk amongst yourselves. And today on Reckless Streams. Okay. So yeah, in a couple minutes, y'all gonna hear, I'm gonna have to pause in a couple minutes for a minute or two, but it shouldn't be too long. All right, let's continue for a while. Yeah, so shame on District Attorney Fani Willis because she's wrong. She's just like mathematically, categorically, like wrong. Period, point blank. A man is the plan. If you want to live a stable life, a man is the plan. If you want to live an elite life, a man is the plan. If you don't want to attempt to assuage your loneliness with rose toys and decenter men type of rhetoric and talk, and what's the incentive type of talk? Huh? And speaking about pretty privilege, Yanni and Ostefco, oops. Huh? Then you would really realize that a man is the plan. And if you don't want to look like a whole hypocrite while you talking crap about black men on one end, while you're glowing because you have a black boyfriend and y'all probably just finished piping on another end, then you would admit to the women and you would drop your ego because you bitter and angry that them boys in high school wasn't checking for you, and you would admit that a man is the plan, and you would think you would know that as a Harvard graduate, Bowser. A man is the plan, not a plan. A man is the plan. Thank you, Passport OG. How many women have 6 months' expenses cash in their house, Miss Willis? A man is the plan. Even as business owners, women are few women breaking the top 1%. Married women are 991% more likely to break into the top 1%. Married men, 70% more likely. Let's say that again. Married women are 991% more likely to break into the top 1%. And by the way, if you want to hear someone who's far more articulate than Z read this and who's not going to stumble over their words, y'all click the second or third link. It's Jason Black, and he's actually reading it. He does a way better job than I do. And after this, I'm also going to link the actual article that he was reading. So I'm going to do that after this also. So that will be in the description box after this. Once again, it's a Washington Post article. Right? So sorry, dear women. Sorry, black women. Your egos. Your ego, I know how it is informing you, but you are factually incorrect. You are factually incorrect. Right? Sounds nice. Right? That sounds really empowering to women. A man is not the plan, a man is a companion. Yeah, that sounds nice. You're on the stands to defend yourself, and you over here giving dating advice, incorrect dating advice also. District Attorney Fani Willis, this ain't it. This ain't it. I saw you walk into that courtroom with all the swag and all the swagger and all the black girl sass and demeanor and other black women clapping it up for you, and that seems so empowering. Yeah, that sounds nice. Eh, yawn, right? And y'all give Z 1 second. So y'all talk amongst yourselves. I'll be with y'all in 1 second. And we're back. Okay. So you would think as a elder, I'm not saying that she's old like that, but as a senior, as someone who should be giving women, young black women on top of that, good sound advice. You would think she would inform them differently, but Miss Fani Willis, District Attorney Fani Willis, is 100% wrong here. There is no better way of saying it. She's just wrong. She's wrong. She's just wrong. Period. She's just wrong. Right? Continuing. About 1.8% of married women with advanced degrees earn enough to place themselves in the top 1%. Amongst men, it's more like 7.3%. So once again, about 1.8% of married women with advanced degrees earn enough to place themselves in the top 1%. District Attorney Fani Willis, you're just wrong. A man is not just a plan. A man is the plan. Period. We didn't even get into some of the more intangible things like your mental health and your stability, right? We didn't even get into that yet. We're just talking numbers right now. The numbers are adjusted for race, age, and the presence of children. Dear black men, that includes you. So, there's going to be somebody, some black woman somewhere is going to say, yeah, well, that's for white people and Asians and Latinos and black men. I'm not doing. No. Listen, most black women only get into millionaire status when they're married with a man, a black man. Now, once again, this is not liquid millions. This is not liquid millions, once again. Right? So, dear black women, even if the goal is to be millionaires, you're more than likely going to get to that status with a man, and he's going to be the one doing the heavy lifting. Yes, that means black men. Oops. Well, yeah, about black girl magic, about that ego, about the type of rhetoric that comes out of Bowser's mouth, about that type of rhetoric that comes out of Chrissy's mouth, about that type of rhetoric that comes out of Yanni's mouth, Paris's mouth, Cynthia G's mouth, huh? Princella's mouth, huh? About that type of rhetoric that comes from sovereign black woman's mouth. Huh? Sovereign black women over here say, I'm avoiding men like this and I'll make sure I can do my own thing. Black women, hey, I'm a black man. I was raised by black women. I've been around black women my entire life. I know what that ego look like. I know what that ego look like, right? And if your ego is so big, if your ego, Beyonce said big ego, right? Yeah, she was right. If your ego if you can control your ego so much that you would rather be mediocre Ebony K. Williams, Cheryl said, hey, yo, right? I know what she was talking about, but I'm saying it's the women with the big egos. And I mean it the other way that she really meant it also. Oops. Beyonce was talking about Jay-Z's ego. I'm saying the women are the one with the big egos. Right? Huh. And their egos are okay with their egos are the reason why they're not stable, not elite, while they talk crap about black men. While they have women like District Attorney Fani Willis tell them a man is not a plan, a man is a companion. And women across social media see that as empowering and they clap it up for her. They encourage her to continue down this destructive path as she leads them down the destructive path, right off the edge of the cliff. You are listening to a woman who poached another man, you're listening to a woman who poached another woman's man from her tell you a man is not a plan. Let's say that again. She told you a man is not a plan while she poached a man from another woman. Oh, and maybe, just maybe, if she had her own man, we wouldn't be having this conversation. We would be talking about how the case is coming along as District Attorney Fani Willis presses on her case against Donald Trump and meddling in election results in the state of Georgia. Maybe we would be having that conversation instead of having the conversation about a woman who poached another woman's man, telling you a man is not a plan, he's a companion. Now, District Attorney Fani Willis is correct. A man is definitely a companion, but a man is the plan, not a plan. That's where she's wrong. Right? Huh. Let's go through that again. About 1.8 of married women with advanced degrees earn enough to place themselves in the top 1%. To all you women on TikTok, to all you women on YouTube and on Instagram, right? Reciting, recounting, reposting District Attorney Fani Willis saying this because it feels empowering to you. Sounds nice. Right? Sounds nice. But once again, about 1.8% of married women with advanced degrees earn enough to place themselves in the top 1%. Just 4.5% of women earn enough alone. Ooh, say that again, Z. District Attorney Fani Willis, are you hearing this? Just 4.5% of women earn enough alone. Say that one more again, Z. Just 4.5% of women earn enough alone to make it into the top 1% by themselves. Not even 5%. Let's say, because this article came out some years ago, let's say it's 5% now. Let's say it's even 5.5% now. Huh? A man is not a plan, huh? District Attorney Fani Willis. Like I said, she's correct. A man is not a plan. A man is the plan. She's correct that a man is a companion. She's right about that. And she's wrong about the fact that a man isn't a plan. She's wrong because a man is not just a plan. A man is the plan. Once again, we're not even speaking about women's mental stability and emotional stability, and we're not even speaking about that. We're just speaking the numbers right now. And once again, to be counted as elite status, you have to bring in some $845,000 a year, if I'm not mistaken, as a household, which means, if that was 2016, so let's just say 900,000 now. It might even be a million, but let's say 900,000 now. Ladies, I get it. It feels good, women empowerment, and then you have a black woman saying this too, right? Black women empowerment, the BWE, right? And y'all love how she walked into the courtroom with all the swagger and all the sass and all the attitude, and you love it, right? And the look on her face, and then the way she walked to the stand, right? It's just, y'all love it. And the way she was barking out orders, because that strong black woman, right? Y'all love it. And then she gets up there and lies to y'all, giving y'all dating advice while she's being essentially interrogated. But anyway, giving dating advice. Right. And a real black gentleman says a man is the planner. Ooh, look. Real black gentleman, we gotta slowly walk him into it. Look, real black gentleman is he's ahead of me right now. He's ahead of me right now. We still trying to get them to realize that a black man is not just he's not just a plan. He's the plan. We can't even get them to realize that a black man is a plan, to get them to realize a black man is the plan, and then the black man is the planner. We didn't even get them the first step yet. They're not even on the first step. Right? They have misleaders like District Attorney Fani Willis telling them a man is not a plan. So we have to erase all of that, then get them to realize that not only is a man a plan, he's the plan. Then we could work on getting them to realize the man is the planner. Right? And this is what we say when we say the petite bourgeoisie women, white women, black women, Latina women. I'm not so sure about Asian women, but definitely the Latinas, a large chunk of white women, a large chunk of black women, petite bourgeoisie, wax poetic like this, like District Attorney Fani Willis, saying a man is not a plan, he's a companion. And half the reason she's on the stands right now is because she didn't have a man and she poached another woman's man. allegedly, right? Huh. A man is not a plan. That sounds nice, right? Let's read that one more again, Z. Read it again, Z. Just 4.5% of women earn enough alone to make the top 1% by themselves. Among the top 1%, married women's income was needed to make the elite status 15% of the time. District Attorney Fani Willis, I don't know. I don't know, District Attorney Fani Willis. The numbers say otherwise. The numbers say you're speaking from a place of ego, right? That's what the numbers say, right? Ego, a person's sense of self esteem or self importance, right? Ego. Egotistical, excessively conceited or absorbed in oneself and self-centeredness, or being self-centered essentially. Thank you, Passport OG. And Passport OG says, defund DEI. Who could have seen that coming? Black men. Much of the reason why, and let's be very clear why DEI is being defunded. Is it anti-black white folks? Absolutely. Were they going to attempt to do this even if black women weren't, well, like District Attorney Fani Willis? Absolutely. But black women, young black women, middle-aged black women, older black women, black girls in spaces with non-black women speaking like Attorney Fani Willis and Passport OG, that young lady that you played that was reviewing what Attorney Fani Willis was saying and the way she walked into the courtroom. Women like that only further enraged white folks, Latinos, some Asians, but mainly white folks, white men, and helped to hasten the demise of DEI, right? See, when you're a white middle-aged man and you're watching Attorney Fani Willis walk into that courtroom with all the swagger, right? All the sass, and you already feel slighted, you already feel like you're quote unquote losing the country anyway. And not only are you annoyed by black women like this, and let's be honest, some of that, most of that is anti-blackness and racism. Some sexism in there too, absolutely. But once again, let the divestors and the swirlers tell it they're okay with that if it's coming from white men because of the resources, right? Not only are you annoyed with black women like this, outside of wanting to, shove your member down their throat, probably, as a show of dominance, but then she opens her mouth and says, a man is not a plan, a man is a companion. Now, we know as black men, definitely black men, part of the black manosphere, that she's pretty much speaking to black women about black men. We understand that for the most part, she's not speaking to non black women and she's not speaking of non black men. We know that, right? We know that. But the white man who's listening in, he may not, right? And so when he hears a man is not a plan, right? Remember, for the most part, we're talking about WASP, that's white Anglo Saxon Protestant white men. We're not even talking about the evangelicals yet, right? So You're listening to her say a man is not a plan, a man is a companion. And this is the district attorney of Georgia, right? Passport OG goes on to say, and she is the one that will go after Trump. Read the room. Exactly what those men are thinking. That's exactly what those white guys are thinking. And this is the lady that's supposed to be going after Trump? And Eric Denman says, Z, let them do what they do. The economy is going to get worse and the jobs will keep getting cut, right? Cisco laid off 1,500 due to AI. 2 household income will be necessary. DEI is over. I've spoke of it. I said it. Dear black women, you don't realize how much of your success was built off of a neoliberal economy, off of low interest rates and loose money, right? And as some of those things dry up, as America goes through its own austerity measures, they just start calling it that. And as AI and artificial learning and as that ramps up more and more, I guarantee you, you're going to be thinking different. Now, are you going to be talking different? That remains to be seen. I don't count it until y'all start telling women like Yanni, women like Chrissy. You see, Paris done disappeared on y'all. She rarely come up. When she come up, she comes in with her rage corn content, and then she disappears again for a few weeks. At least on YouTube. Maybe she's doing something else somewhere else, right? Until y'all tell Bowser to shut the hell up, until you tell Chrissy to shut the hell up, until you tell Yanni to shut the hell up, I don't want to hear nothing from y'all. Starve. Stay in your parents' house until you 50 something. Those women don't have the answer. They're angry at the world because they can't get the type of men they want to do what they want those men to do. Pay and shut up. Once again, like the young lady said on Daily Wrap Up Crew, provide, protect, and shut up. Right? Right? Meanwhile, once again, among the top 1% of married women's in among the top 1%, married women's income was needed to make the elite status 15% of the time. Married women are 991 times more. Oh, excuse me. Married women, oh yeah, 991% more likely to break into the top 1%. Married women, right? Huh. And black demographics shows us median household income, married couple, black, $94,000. Pretty much 95 because it's $94,900. So 95,000. A bit under the top third of household incomes, give or take, in America. And for white folks, it's 114,000. That's as of 2022. But for single mothers, it's $41,000. Single black mothers, excuse me. So, dear black women, for the most part in America, this is most likely if you're working 40 hours a week, right? Your $41,000 versus the white couple's $114,000. Once again, those numbers are from 2022. Now, if you were married to a black man, most likely, that number would be 94,000. That's way more closing the gap. Right? Now, Z, what about single fathers? Single fathers, black single fathers earn $55,000. Once again, black single mothers at 41,500. Yeah. See, black women, y'all over here listening to Yanni with her. What's the incentive? I said it already. How about not starving? You're over here listening to Chrissy, no struggle love, right? Mocking 50-50 relationships, all this hypergamy talk. You're listening to the young women that, like the ones that called into Kevin Samuel's show, telling you, who wants to be with average anyway? Sounds nice, right? All of that sounds nice. Sounds empowering, but the numbers say otherwise. The numbers say single mother family, black women, $41,571. Married couple, white family, $114,020. Once again, as of 2022. Now, if it's a married black family, they significantly close that gap and close the gap to within $20,000. For the married black couple, it's $94,969. So pretty much $95,000. Black women, your negative liberty that you call quote unquote freedom and being liberatory and quote unquote liberated, right? All that don't care about the male gaze. Let's call a thing a thing. And when I say gaze, I mean Gaze, right? Not caring about the male gaze, call a thing a thing. Not caring about the black male gaze. Once again, Gaze. It's literally costing you money. Not caring what black men say, think, feel, or in the case of the FD signifiers, the Josh, the Ed, the Alvins, and Eddie Nettie, the Conscious Lee and Professor Odis, the Steve Harveys and Dr. Umar Johnsons, the Boyce Watkins, the T1Js. Dear black women, listening to those black men, right, try to manipulate black men, young black men, into once again provide, protect, and shut up. It's literally costing you money. Black women, your negative liberty, your distorted view of what it means to be quote unquote free and liberated is literally costing you money. Literally. Your contempt for black men, no matter how small or big that contempt is, no matter how great or minuscule that contempt is, it's literally costing you money. Your contempt for black men, your low level to high level contempt for and of black men is literally costing you money. Your gynocratic views of relationship, intimate relationship with black men is literally costing you money. Listening to black women and white women that sound like Fani Willis, that sound like Gloria Steinem, that sound like Bell Hooks, like that sound like Alice Walker, Oprah, right? It's costing you money, right? It's costing you money. All that black macho talk is costing you money. A man is not a plan. A man is a companion is costing you money. A woman needs a man like a fish needs a bicycle is costing you money. Listening to white feminists and black feminists tell you how inept men are, black men in particular are, how they're sexist, misogynist, featurist, texturist, anti-black, misogynoirist men, boys, is costing you money. All of that talk is costing you money. And that was another person I was thinking of. Michelle Wallace, What's the other one from how Stella got her groove back? It's costing you money, black women. Huh. So, between social media content creators, between reality TV shows going back to the late 90s, between definitely the early 2000s, between talk shows going back to the 80s, right? All of these things defecating on men, namely black men, is literally costing black women money. And not just $100 here, $100 there. Not just even $1,000 here, $1,000 there. Tens of thousands of dollars. And throughout your lifetime, hundreds of thousands of dollars. Right? Yes, that's another one. Toni Morrison. Right? Tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. And yet we have district attorneys who are now in elder age, right? She's not old, she's middle age, but her position is now of an auntie, an elder. And she went on the stands and gave dating advice. She went on the stands and gave dating advice. Horrible dating advice. And let's say the brother did tell her, all a man can do for me is make me a sandwich. Instead of you taking the less aggressive role and saying, you know what, brother, I disagree. I think the relationship between black men and black women could be collaborative and we need each other and, do the whole Hotep sister thing. Instead of you taking that road, you're on the stands saying, no, a man is not a plan. A man is a companion. No, a man is the plan. District Attorney Fani Willis, right? A man is the plan. A man is not just a luxury. A man is not just an inconvenient thing that you end up with because you don't want to be lonely and you might be a little horny. District Attorney Fani Willis. A man is not just a luxury bag, even though the capitalists and the feminists are doing their very best to turn a black man, a man in general, but a black man specifically, into a luxury item, right? They're attempting to turn men, they're attempting to turn men into people that subsidize you on your way up, and then you finally end up with as a trophy for quote unquote adulting. And unfortunately for the masses of women, that's going to cause you to starve, struggle, right? All the stress and mental anguish, all the psychological problems. Because women like District Attorney Fani Willis uses her position as being auntie and as being an elder to tell younger women, younger black women, that a man is not a plan, he's a companion, right? Meanwhile, median income for single women, single mothers, excuse me, $41,571. And when she's married, that number goes up to $94,000 for the household, $95,000 because it's $94,969. So $95,000. And once again, these numbers are from 2022. Right? Huh. Once again, a man is not a plan, a man is the plan. For all of you that took umbrage with seeing so many of the white women, young white women graduating college, and they already had wedding rings on their fingers. They were already engaged, at least engaged, if not already married. They were already engaged. And black women took that time to beat up on black men and to mock white women. Right? Huh. Black women, like Chrissy, took that moment to mock white women and to insult and belittle black men. Because whether Chrissy put it into words or not, she agrees. Let's correct that a little bit. She agrees a black man is not a plan. A black man is not even a companion. Right? Unfortunately for Chrissy and Yanni, huh? The masses of their subscribers are going to struggle a lot because they've been listening to women like you, and they've been listening to women like District Attorney Fani Willis, and their mothers were listening to Oprah and Terry McMillan and Alice Walker. Huh? And now they're over here trying to poach other women, other black women's men, while they say a man is not a plan. Right? And Michael Ross says rent in America, regardless of location, is between 1,500 to 2,000 monthly. Just rent. Subtract that from your $41,000. You know, apartments. Michael Ross, apartments in South Florida. When you start getting into some of the nicer stuff, once again, you're not even elite yet. I said some of the nicer stuff, not all the way up, but you know, upper middle, nicer stuff. You know what type of money you get into? You're looking at 2,500 at that point, 2,800, $3,000 for an apartment a month, right? For an apartment. But yet, District Attorney Fani Willis says a man is not a plan. Once again, a man is the plan, right? And KMS says, and thank you for the super chat, a man is not the plan, yet yet the vast majority of female millionaires and almost all the female billionaires are the product of divorce. So for good or for bad, a woman's style, emphasis on style, is tied to the nice I hear you, right? She deals with. And that quote sounds like something from Game Changer, but nice one. Yeah, and I agree, by the way, KMS. And you're right. Not only do I agree, but you're right. The one billionaire in the Walton family that's not blood related married in and then the husband died. So Sam Walton's children, the one that's not blood related, married one of his sons and the son died. And that's how she became a billionaire. Huh? Half of the artists, female artists, it's actually more than half, but you know, half of the female artists that y'all listen to now, the ones y'all twerking to in nice restaurants on the table, their ghostwriters are men. The person that brought them into the industry, men, black men, by the way. Ghostwriters, black men. The producers, black men. Brought them into the industry, black men. Huh? If you don't believe me, ask City Girls. Oops. Ask Lil Kim. Yikes. Ask Foxy Brown. Oh. Ask Trina. Eat. Ask the Brat. Oh. Huh? Ask Mia X. I could go on forever. Ooh, I could go on forever. Ask Yo Yo. Huh? Ask Emil. Yikes. Huh? I could go on forever. Ask Eve. Eve ended up with a rich white man. He wouldn't even know if she was. If it wasn't for Mace, if it wasn't for DMX, if it wasn't for Swiss Beats. Huh? Who's homeboy that she had the goddamn y'all know who I'm talking about. The producer. The producer that she had the let's say triple X video that she was with. The one that ended up dating Faith Evans or marrying Faith Evans. I forgot his name is right there. Oh, y'all know who I'm talking about. Right? Thank you. Ask Nicki Minaj, exactly. Ask Janet, exactly. Right? Stevie J, thank you. Thank you, Darren. Stevie J. So what you're saying is literally factually correct, KMS. And I just said hip hop artists. We're not talking about R&B singers. Karen White biggest song is Superwoman. Who wrote it? Huh? Would y'all even know who Pebbles is if it wasn't for Babyface? Huh? We already know about Aaliyah's story with R. Kelly, and she left R. Kelly and went to who? Missy and Timberland, 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 Timberland. That's a black man, isn't it? Huh? Would y'all even know who Lady Gaga is if it wasn't for Akon? And she's not even black. Huh? Tina Marie, Rick James. Black men are not even only helping black women. Justin Bieber, Usher. Black men are helping everyone. Let's not forget what that white mother told her daughter. If there's ever any emergency, you run to the first black man. She ain't saying white men. You run to the nearest black man. She didn't even say white woman. Huh? Y'all saw that 2020 special where they did a mock situation where the white little girl was asking for help and the like she was being kidnapped from this dude, white dude, and all of those folks, white folks, everybody kept on walking by. It was two black men that saved her. Thank you, Jennifer Lopez. Exactly. Ginny from the block. Yawn. Jamie Foxx told us what you would have been if it wasn't for Diddy. J Lo, heyo. Cardi B. Cardi B literally bumped the flow from Kodak. She literally hijacked. It's called Bodak Yellow. Right? She literally lifted the flow from Kodak Black. Ishmael says Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis essentially made Janet. And Janet trafficked off her last name. You know, the Jackson last name that the Jackson 5 put on the map, namely Michael. Whoopsie. Right? Huh. Detroit, exactly. Rosie Perez. Right? Even what's her name? Sofia Vergara, right? Whether these women end up with black men or not, it'd be black men that put them on the map. Black men put rear ends, derrieres, asses on the map. Black women would have never been able to put their shape on the map by themselves. Nobody cared. Right? As a matter of fact, black women's shape was put in cages and mocked and paraded around Europe. Now, it took black men a couple of centuries, but black men put black women's shape on the map. Namely, West African, Caribbean, and Black American men. Rihanna just would have been another Bayesian chick with a big forehead, light skin, with some nice eyes. If it wasn't for Jay-Z and if it wasn't for random black men. Right? Darren says Rodney Jenkins Brandy. Right? Namath says Sir Mix-a-Lot Babies Got Back was out there for a reason, folks. Exactly. Exactly. My point exactly. Right? So what you're saying, KMS, and thank you for the super chat, you're 100% correct. You're 100% correct. Where would Beyonce be without her father? Where would Beyonce told you pretty much she owes her career to her dad and Jay-Z, beginning end. Where would her career be if she didn't go from her father's hands to Jay-Z's hands? Jay-Z is the one that inspired her to say, if you liked it, you should have put a ring on it. That was Jay-Z. She said that. She said that. Huh? Even before that, where would Foxy be without Nas and Jay-Z? Oops. Where would Little Kim be without Biggie, Mace, Lil C's, even though without Diddy? Huh? Where would Mary J. Blige and Faith Evans be without Diddy? Huh? And Mr. Shook to you says, coupling with men, women gets you millions over lifetime. Yes, absolutely. And thank you for the super chat. Absolutely. And Cheryl says she'll be in Houston working at Target. Right? Exactly. And Detroit says Michelet by NWA. Exactly. Going in, and I don't know the story like that. Going in on Dr. Dre, but where would you be if it wasn't for them? Huh? And Trell, it wouldn't even just be Beyonce. Where would Kelly Rowland be? If it wasn't for Matthew Knowles, where would any of those women be? Where would Michelle be? Where would any of them be? Right? Latavia, all of them, where would they be? And their first big song, who was featured on it? Wyclef. Oops. Huh? And Beyonce was in whose music video randomly? Case. Oops. We're not even going to talk about Keith Sweat holding Cut Close on his back. Huh? R. Kelly may not be able to read, but he produced a whole lot. Tony Braxton, what's their name? Changing Faces. We wouldn't know who Aaliyah is if it wasn't for R. Kelly. Let's call a thing a thing. Even though he was praying on her, come on, let's be adults here. He was praying on her. He was calling her out since he was part of public announcement because he was praying on her. Let's come on, y'all. Come on. Right? We could go on forever with this. In Trailsis, Michelle Williams would be singing at a church on Sundays and working at a pick and save. Hysterical. Oh, that's funny because it's true. Right? We could go on forever with that. Forever. Right? Which one of them married Trench from Naughty by Nature again? We could go on forever. Right? Oh yeah, Total. Thank you, Total. Yeah. Right? We could go on forever. So what KMS said was true. And what Mr. Shook to you is saying is true too. Coupling with men, coupling with black women, excuse me, black women coupling with black men gets them far. But yet you let District Attorney Fani Willis talk. A man is not a plan. A man is a companion. No, we are the plan. Salt and Pepper, thank you. Pepper from Salt and Pepper, thank you, neighbor. And then with the brother from Naughty by Nature. Come on, man. Like, y'all need to stop. That sounds nice. Y'all egos talking. That's what it is. Yeah, they ended up back together, so I heard. Ishmael says, where's Michelle? Still chasing Zaddy? Right? Uh-oh, who made TLC? Detroit says, who made TLC? Right? Babyface, anyway, right? So we just call a thing a thing. And if we could go far back enough, Shaka Khan, anyone? Oops. Huh? If we start going back, this is what we need Art New Style and BGS and Black Uru. Because if we go far back enough, we still gonna be saying the same things about Diana Ross and them in that generation. Huh? Vincent said even Selena. A lot of that was her husband. Rest in peace to Selena. Right? So yeah, man, like yeah. And Mr. Shook to you is 100% correct about this. And so, like that's listening to Fani Willis say that, and it sounds, I get it, black women, I understand, right? Your ego. It feels empowering to say we don't need no men. Let me say it again, like Gloria Steinem said, women need men like a fish needs a bicycle. Yeah, that sounds nice. That sounds empowering. It's factually inaccurate, though. Everything from stability on to elite status. Women need men. I didn't say it would be nice. I didn't say it's a nice luxury to have. I didn't say only if he's elite and rich. I didn't say any of that. No, women need men. Women need men as children, as their little girls. Women need men as they become adolescents. Women need men as teenagers. Women need men as young adults. Women need men as full-on adults. Women need men, period. Right? If Rhoda had a man, maybe she wouldn't be acting the way she does. Oops. Carly Russell did everything she did to spite her man. Yikes. Uh-oh. Right? Thank you. And Trell says even the studs recognize their need for men. That's what those sisters from A Space for Us were speaking about. These are all butch lesbian black women. All of them are butch lesbian black women. And they all spoke of not just their need for black men, that they literally like, yo, it's been a black man that looked out for me here. A black man did this for me there. Yeah, we might not be romantically involved with black men, but we need them. Now let's get that right. Let me pause right there, Z. Pause. Butch lesbian black women that are not in intimate relationships with black men, from our understanding, from what we know, are telling you how much they need black men and how much black men have done for them. And from what we understand, that's with no triple X contact, right? And yet we have on the other side women like Yanni, women like Paris Milan, women like Chrissy, women like Cynthia G, even one of their own, women like Princella, either mocking 50-50 relationships, telling you no struggle love, telling you decenter men, telling you what's the incentive, calling black men nakers, saying black men are not good people. Huh. Wow. No, women need men. Yeah, and it was thank you, Awakened Black Heterosexual. It was Tyler Perry that put Sofia Vergara on, right? And Cheryl says they just don't like being feminine or in relationships with men because they've been convinced that that's weak, right? They were convinced that that's weak. And I never knew this. And Indigo says salt and pepper without Herbie Lovebug, right? And Ishmael says Pharrell and Khalees gave 702 their biggest hit. And where would Khalees be without Nas? Where rewind? Let's bring that back, Z. Where has Khalees been without Nas? Is a better question. Oops. Where was Foxy without Jay-Z? God damn, Z, you went there. Huh? Uh-oh. Huh? Y'all wonder why Ostefco said she sees herself most likely ending up with a black man? Nice adventure she had out there with non-black men, and she's back. Chrissy's still dating around non-black men, throwing a temper tantrum. Don't worry, give it some time. Most likely, she'll be back. Yanni got some money now. She telling you decenter men. What's the incentive? Don't worry. Give her some time. She'll calm down. Right? B Simone told you she can't do no 9 to 5, and she's still single. She's a millionaire now. She can't be with no 9 to 5 man. They're not going to understand her lifestyle. That was what, 2 years ago, give or take? Waiting. Isn't that what Sonic used to say? Compassion and Callous. Glorilla told a story. F Negro free will parental advisory. F Negro free. The producer had to drag her to the studio practically because her hair wasn't done and da 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 da. And even with the music video, yeah, y'all only know about Glorilla because of some black man, right? Uh-oh. Compassion says, where's Nicki without Gucci? Where's Nicki without Gucci? Where's Nicki without Birdman and Lil Wayne and Drake? Huh? Where's Nicki without, ooh, you about to say it, don't you say it, Meek Mills? God damn, see. Huh? Where's Nicki without, ooh, you about to say that name too, Z? I said Drake already. God damn, I just realized it. I already said Drake. Let's say it again. Drake. Drake. Right? Huh. And once again, thank you for the super chat. Mr. Shook to you, thank you for the super chat. We could go on forever with this. We can go on forever. And I didn't even bring up civil rights brothers because where would Oprah be if it wasn't for Martin Luther King and Malcolm X them and the whole entire civil rights movement? They would have put a heavyset black woman on daytime TV if it wasn't for the civil rights. Get out of here. Get out of here. Black female news anchors the whole entire countrywide. If it wasn't for the civil rights movement, get out of here. Black female academics, black female judges, attorneys, if it wasn't for civil rights movement, get out of here. That's why y'all heard me be so incensed when B Simone was speaking reckless about black male civil rights leaders. And when Yanni doubled back and did the same thing. Y'all wouldn't even be able to talk if it wasn't for them. Namely the black men. Thank you. And Indigo says Dr. King got his face blown off for y'all to talk like this. Exactly. Exactly. Thank you. And Compassionate says, where would Oprah be without her biological father sent her black ass to college? Didn't she get kicked out of her mom's house and had to move in with her father? Oops. Huh? Or am I wrong? Uh-oh. And y'all give Z 1 second. Y'all talk amongst. Oh, actually, she gotta wait. Yeah. Huh? We could go on forever with this. Right. And y'all give Z 1 second. Y'all give Z 1 second. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. Goddamn, Z. And we're back. Right. All my life, I had to fight face ass. Hysterical. Right. Thank you, Venom K. And Venom K says black men was the plan. Black men were the plan for civil rights. They died so that everyone else can rise, including white women. Oops. Huh? A man is not a plan. A man is a companion. No, a man is a companion. You're right about that. But black men are the plan. Huh? You want to know how black men are the plan? BLM. Oops. Huh? Three queer black women. They discounted nuclear families and the role of men, straight black men in the organization. And how long did that organization last? Oops. Huh? Should have had Darren Seals running it. Oops. Handing out backhands to all the idiots. I said it. Huh? And KMS says, and thank you for the super chat, not to be Machiavellian, but these black women are now so game goofy nowadays. I love the term game goofy. So game goofy nowadays that they can't even get a man on the hook long enough to fleece them. They can't even do the bad thing well. Pathetic. I just said that a few days ago. I literally just said that a few days ago, KMS. I literally just said that a few days ago. Right? Y'all don't even know how to escort. You're trying to escort me, for any of y'all that ever watched Top Shotters, the first one, the original one, right? Y'all don't even know how to escort. You're trying to escort me. Y'all don't even know how to extort men correctly. Wow. And I agree with KMS so much. Y'all so game goofy. Y'all don't even know how to fleece men right. Right? What's a Louis bag to a house? Well, no, I'm gonna get him to pay for this Louis bag. What's a Louis bag to 7, 8 years of marriage, divorce, and a house? I'm not saying you should. There's always the OJ route. Oops. But I'm not saying you should. I'm saying you so game goofy, you don't even know how to do the wrong thing the right way. Right? Just saying. I saw that comment too, Afro National. I ain't gonna read Mr. Shakti's comment out loud. Although it is accurate. Right? Most of them ain't my speed anyway, but you know. Shout out to Black Urupas. That's hysterical. Right? Well, let me go back to this one. And yeah, so yeah, what KMS is saying is true here, right? And as a matter of fact, that's where Black Uru comes in, and he says, talking about Black Uru, where he says, black women start tearing down the structure before it's even built, where white women at least let you build it and then tear it down on the back end. Pause, but tear it down on the back end, right? And yo, that's crazy, right? Right. So on that note, I think Black Uru is correct. They do owe us, and that wouldn't be bad. That'd be a nice payment once a week, right? Once a week as a show of gratitude, right? Huh. So yeah, no, what KMS is saying is no, but it's not just, it just makes sense, KMS. It's not just that it's Machiavellian. It is Machiavellian, but it makes sense. I mean, like, it literally makes sense. I mean, like, it makes dollar sense. But they're not even thinking that far. I used to have this joke where I'm like, women leave you for leaving the 20th seat up one too many times. You know, it's crazy when even Michelle Obama got to come in and be like, yo, 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 y'all ended these relationships way too fast over the smallest things. She was not talking to men. Let's be very clear. I think she was talking to women writ large, younger women writ large, but black women specifically. Let's be very clear. Michelle Obama came out and said that, right? And shout out to River. River covered it, and I covered it after River. Michelle Obama was not speaking to men when she said that. She was speaking to women. She was speaking to young women. Because had Michelle Obama did what she wanted to do, she would have never been first lady. If she had divorced Barack Obama when he lost that election to Bobby Rush, she would not have been first lady. She might have messed around and it might have been a Karen. Oops. Huh? And I would argue much of the reason why she stayed with Barack might have been her mom. Right? What's Michelle Obama's last name, maiden name again? Robinson? Miss Robinson. Huh? Same thing with Jada Pinkett Smith. As toxic as she is, who would I sit it before? You just would have been another one of those. Hey, y'all remember such and such from a different world? Oh yeah. She was in Set It Off too. Remember? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You would not have been in the Matrix. Stop it. You would have never been in the Matrix if Aaliyah would have still been alive. Oops. Y'all forgot it was supposed to be Aaliyah. All as toxic as Jada is, if she didn't end up with Will Smith, who would she be right now? There would be no Red Table Talks. There would be no her in the Matrix. There would not be. Her career would have fizzled out in the late 90s and it would have been over. Dr. Doolittle, and that would have been it. Done. Not Dr. Doolittle. No, yeah, right? No, yeah, wait. Was it Dr. Doolittle? Yeah. That would have been it. Set It Off, Dr. Doolittle, that would have been it. Done. Fizzled out. Oh, y'all remember Jada Pinkett? Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, she was kind of cute. Yeah, a little petite. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that would have been it. We'd have been talking about her like how we talk about Jasmine Guy. Right? Didn't her and Park have a thing? Yeah, I think they did. I don't think they ever did anything, but I think she liked him. But yeah, yeah, okay, that would have been it. Oh yeah, Jason's lyric, exactly. Yeah, Jason. Nope, not the Matrix. Nope, nope, nope. Only reason she got the Matrix role is because Aaliyah died, right? Huh. Sierra, another one that came up because of all the Atlanta rappers and whatnot. Jazzy Faye and all of them. The producers and the rappers out of Atlanta. Her and Bow Wow being together for a little bit and all of that other stuff. Yeah. Sierra, she's another one. Right? Jazzy Faye. Yeah. Hey, y'all want me to name the biggest name so far? Uh-oh. Z, you about to say it? Where the hell would Kim Kardashian be if it wasn't for black people? Ooh, black men. And I mean all the way from her dad and OJ all the way to the sex tape with what's his name goddamn Ray J. Where would Kim Kardashian be if it wasn't for black men? To when she was chasing after what's the name of the football player again? Huh? Where would she be before Kanye? Where would she be? Reggie Bush, thank you, Trell. Reggie Bush, thank you guys. Dylan and Indigo and Trell. Where would she be if it wasn't for black men? And white men felt a certain way about that. I want y'all to understand. White men did feel a certain way about that. Because they find Kim Kardashian attractive too. All the black women, the exoticals, black women had a goddamn conniption. All men were chasing after Kim Kardashian. Latino, everybody wanted Kim Kardashian when she became hot. Yeah, Chris Humphries also. Black men are just the one that got her. That's why it's funny. Black women, oh my god, these articles and black women throwing a goddamn fit about Kim Kardashian, thinking, oh, it's just a black man thing. No, Kim Kardashian doing to y'all exactly what the Latinos are doing to y'all. Y'all think it's just black men ended up with these Latinos. No, the white men are on the other side ending up with them also. Little do you know. White women feel a certain way about that. Just like white women feel a certain way about the Asian women, but y'all don't know it because, well, y'all don't talk to these women about real stuff. And Sahel says technically Kim isn't considered white because she has Eastern European ancestry. White racially, not white ethnically. Right? White in America ethnically pretty much is exclusive to WASP and like I think the French and the Germans, whatnot, right? And then Northern Europe. But once you're right, once you start getting to Eastern Europe and whatnot, it's not necessarily ethnically white anymore. Although you're still racially white. That's why Arabs are considered white, but they're not considered white at the same time. Exactly, Mr. Shook to you. Exoticals. Right? Exoticals, exactly. And Indigo Flow says, you want it to be one way, but it's the other way. Exactly. And thank you for the super chat, Indigo. Thank you for the super chat. It's let's go through the numbers again. I'm going to close out a little bit. Let's go through the numbers again because first, single mother family, black women, 41,500. If we want to be kind, we'll say 42,000. 41,500. When they're married, who we already know they're most likely to be married to a black man. When they are married, that's black women, that number goes up to, once again, family median income, $95,000, $94,969. So $95,000. So it goes from 41,500 to $95,000, right? That's only $20,000 off pace for white families, right? That's married couple. So when black women are single and by themselves, single mothers we're speaking of, it's their 41,000 versus white people's median household income that are married of 114,000. Once again, these numbers are as of 2022. Yeah, black women is not looking good, right? Once again, we're speaking about District Attorney Fani Willis saying a man is not a plan, a man is a companion. She's saying that. Meanwhile, just 44.5% of women earn enough alone to make the top 1% by themselves. Once again, District Attorney out of Georgia, Fani Willis, saying a man is not a plan, a man is a companion. Once again, Yanni telling you decenter men. What's the incentive? Remember that. Right? These are both black women that younger black women look up to. District Attorney Fani Willis, Yanni, Chrissy, Bowser, huh? All of them talking real reckless. Meanwhile, about 1.8% of married women with advanced degrees earn enough to place themselves in the top 1%. Among men, it's actually 7.3%. Huh? Married women are 991% more likely to break into the 1%. So compared to single women, married women are 991% more likely to break into the top 1%. I don't even know how big of a gap that's insane of a gap. That is insane. And for men, married men are 70% more likely. You might as well say 1,000%. So literally, married women are 1,000% more likely to break into the top 1% than single women. By the way, these numbers are adjusted for race, age, and presence of children. Dear black women who are going to say, well, that don't include black men. Yeah, that's it. Thank you, Better You. Better You says that's a chasm. That's not a gap, that's a chasm. 1,000% more likely to break into the 1% if you're married. Black women. Huh? If you don't believe me, ask what's the brother name that used to own BET? Go ask his ex-wife. Oops. Huh? Like Indigo said, you want it one way, but it's the other way. Huh? Women earn enough on their own to qualify for elite status. One out of 22 households. 1 out of 22 households. Right? No, not Robert Smith. That's the other brother. That's a billionaire. I'm talking about the one that used to own BET. His name is escaping me right now. I say that up. These people like names and dates and stuff. I promise y'all. Dates I'm actually not too bad on. Right? Once again, Indigo, thank you for the super chat. And as Indigo said, you want it one way, but it's the other way. The other way is women do need men. Dear, once again, as I've been saying for the past hour and a half, we're going to end out in a little bit. Attorney, or better yet, District Attorney Fani Willis. Men are not just a plan. Men are the plan. Black men are the plan for black women, or at least they should be. Huh? Black women, to hell with your ego. Right? To hell with your ego. Bob Johnson, thank you, y'all. Bob Johnson, that's BET's Oh, the Alspaz and Indigo. Thank you, Bob Johnson. Right. KMS with the jokes this morning. And KMS is hysterical. And thank you for the super chat. And KMS is behind every great black man is a black woman pretending she didn't need him to get put on. Right? You'd be HR executive for a mid-level firm in Chicagoland area if it wasn't for you. If it wasn't for you, Harvard lawyer husband, Michelle. Ooh. Michelle would have had some money. She would have been all right. She would have been all right. She wouldn't have been first lady, that's for sure. Michelle would have been homegirl off of was it 50 and Struggling? Where they had the sister that was trying to sell the African wares, and she put up her house, and now she damn near was bankrupt. If it wasn't for Barack, that might have been Michelle. And I'm not taking away from Michelle's talent, and I'm not even taking away from the fact that Michelle might be the best candidate for the Democratic Party right now. I am not taking away from her talent and her intelligence. I'm not. I'm saying none of that would have mattered if it wasn't for Barack. That's what I'm saying. And you know who knew that? Hillary Clinton. Ooh. Hillary knew she could have never been first lady. Well, she didn't become first lady. But she knew she couldn't have gotten far without Bill Clinton. Huh? Y'all better ask somebody. Hillary Clinton knew that she needed Bill Clinton. She knew it. Bill been cheating on her since he was governor, before he was governor of Arkansas. And she stayed the entire time pretending like she was shocked every time because she knew she needed him. And the main reason she didn't become president is because of her. Not because of him. He held his end of the bargain. Lithium said Andy Bashir out of Kentucky is the Democratic best hope. Right? Huh. Exactly. How many professional black women, advanced degreed up, attorneyed up, do we have in this country? You don't even know their names. Why? Because they're not married to a black man. Right? Y'all look at the Supreme Court justice right now. Ketanji, you're like, oh, look, Ketanji. That's because of a white man that put her there to undermine black people eventually. Let's call a thing a thing. That's Joe Biden playing his little tricks. That's why he said what he said on that supposed leaked tape when he was speaking to those supposed quote-unquote civil rights leaders, those black civil rights leaders. Look at all these, what did he say, biracial or interracial commercials that I see. A few years later, huh? You better stop playing. And Detroit says, who made Ebony K. Williams and Harriet Tubman? Who made Ebony K. Williams? Will we know who Ebony K. Williams is if it wasn't for black men? Huh? Will we know who Ebony K. Williams is if it wasn't for black men? Right? Thank you. And Better Use says Hillary is a good example for who you're talking about. Accomplished in one area and entitled in several others. Exactly. And that's why she's not the first female president. Huh? Trail said bigger long made Harriet. Ah, y'all are so incensed with black men. Y'all shoehorned a fictional character. Y'all shoehorned a fictional character that literally said black man. Y'all shoehorned a fictional black male character chasing after Harriet Tubman, trying to forget capture her. At the end, he was trying to kill her, saying he would spend whatever prize money he got for capturing her on white, let's say, streetwalkers, even though back then there was no, paved streets. But anyway, right? And y'all made it so, y'all were so egregious with it. The same white slave owner who sent this black man, big or long, out to capture Harriet Tubman, then ends up killing the black man to save Harriet Tubman. Imagine that, right? Wow. Imagine that. But a black man is not a plan. A man is not a plan. A man is a companion, right? And Indigo Flow says that was purposeful. I don't care what nobody says. I agree with you. I agree with you, right? I don't know if you're speaking about. Well, I'll agree with you on either one. If you're speaking about the quote unquote leaked tape from Joe Biden to the civil rights leaders, the supposed civil rights leaders, or if you're speaking about the shoehorning of this fictional black man chasing after Harriet Tubman, trying to kill her, but then the white man saves her at the end. Both of them are intentional to me, right? Both of them are intentional, right? Meanwhile, Chrissy over here been swirling for what, 20 years, still don't got no wedding ring yet. Oh, I've been proposed to this many times, but clearly you didn't see good enough of those men to marry them. You didn't think good enough about those men to marry them. So your proposals mean nothing. Right? Bigger long sounds nice, pause. And yet, in real life, Ostefko been out here swirling for how long? And she telling you she's back now. Black men, most likely. Right? Well, huh? And I think, who was it that sent me a few months ago the black woman that's now married to the black man, and then when they scroll back to her old tweets, it was F black men this type of stuff and white men this and white men that, and now she's married with kid to a black man. Right? But Trell, that's really what they be saying. I know what I said. Bigger long sounds nice. They end up with their white man. Their white man ain't doing what he's supposed to do. Then they go back to chasing after Bigger Long as a side dude. Alexa, play Splackavelli. Right? Alexa, play Splackavelli, please. Play LL Cool J, Who Do You Love, please? Right? And Better You says that's happened to several women. I don't know if you're speaking about what I'm speaking about, but yeah, they marry for the money and the status, and then they end up cheating on the money and the status with, well, Bigger Long. Right? Huh. Shoehorning in this fictional character just to defecate on black men. So in other words, you're retroactively imposing black women, black male gender dynamics on real life events that happened over a century and a half ago. You're so incensed and you're so desirous to win the PR campaign against black men, the propaganda campaign against black men, that you are imposing gender conflicts amongst black men and black women in the 21st century. You're imposing that lens on what was going on in America during slavery over 150 years ago. Thank you, real black gentlemen. Gynocentrism, right? Exactly, Joe. Who do you love? Are you for sure, right? And Detroit says, I didn't know about Bigger Long Pause. The fictional character that was imposed in the Harriet movie, chasing her throughout the movie, trying to capture her, then tried to kill her at the end, and it was the white man who ended up killing him at the end to save her. The same white slave owner that sent Bigger Long out to go capture her in the first place. And it gets worse. It gets worse. That same character, when the white slave owner was speaking to him, he said, "Oh yeah, essentially, I'm going to use whatever money I win if I capture her to go buy white, pros, we'll say." So yeah, so LGBTQ black folks and black women are now telling you that white dudes, yeah, they might be a little off, they might be a little weird, but they'll come through for you and save you from those evil, angry black men, those evil, angry black men, because those evil, angry black men are willing to kill black women to get the worst of white women. Black women keep on telling themselves this, right? Black women keep on telling themselves that black men will do anything for the jankiest, most messed up, most honey boo boo built white woman ever. They never want to admit that the brothers that end up with the heavy set white women could have easily ended up with a heavy set black woman. Those black dudes don't overlook Kelly Rowland for honey boo boo. That's not what's going on in their life. That's what they make is, if you ever listen to some of these weirdo black women, and it really was like younger boomer black women and extra black women that started this crap, that black men are like running past like beautiful black women, namely dark-skinned black women, to end up with the most unkept, heavy-set, knock-kneed white woman ever. That's how they frame it, right? And Mr. Shukti, you put the link in my comments right here, and he says, for anyone interested to view at a later time, quote unquote, Bigger Long, and then here's the link right here, you guys. Right? So let's read this and we'll close out. And KMS says, and thank you for the super chat, Kim Kardashian, $1 billion empire built on on the tip of Brandy's brothers. Brandy brother. Shout out to Fabulous. Fabulous called him Brandy's brother. Oh, that was a funny beef. Let's start over. And KMS says, Kim Kardashian, $1 billion empire, the entire Kardashian family, and even the Jenners are there because of a sex tape. I'm just saying. And KMS says, Kim Kardashian, $1 billion empire built on the tip of Brandy's brothers' penis. and secured by a black man who was the voice of a generation, but a man, black man, ain't the plan. Black women are game goofy, can't even do a bad thing well. Exactly. Exactly. Right? Black men built the Kardashian empire. The dad gave them the last name, black men gave them everything else. If it wasn't for black men, the Kardashian name would be languishing in the ash heap of history as just another attorney and not even the person that actually stole the show, right? Not even the attorney that stole the show, as just another attorney that represented OJ in the trial, right? His name wouldn't have risen higher than Johnny Cochran's name, that's for sure. Trail says, ash heap or ass heap? Well, apparently the surgeries is what made that ass heap. Thank you, Trill. And Trill says, if it wasn't for black men, Kardashian's name would just be just OJ Buddy Lawyer. Right? True, true. And Indigo says, shout out to Chris Jenner's pimp hand, though. It is true. Because that tape wouldn't have gone too far if it wasn't for her. But once again, black men. So closing out, like I said, District Attorney Fani Willis is absolutely categorically wrong. Mr. Z categorically rejects what she is saying. As she occupies the space of an elder and an auntie, she is wrong. Black men are not a plan. They're the plan. They're not just a companion. She's wrong. The numbers show it. Even for black people, dear black women, I know you're, oh, that's for white people and that's for non-black people. Black men ain't holding it down like that. Yes, we are, and the numbers show it. Huh? I didn't even want to go morbid on y'all. I didn't even want to go dark on y'all and start speaking about child abuse when there's no black men around. Oops. Black women's homelessness rate when there's no black men around. Yikes. I didn't even want to go there with it. Huh? Black women's poverty rate when there's no black men around. So y'all can speak about black men homelessness. Yeah, you don't actually care in the argument. But on the other side of that are the black women that only rise so far as their men, and guess what? They don't have one. So they're not rising. Right? So as I said before, as the wealth gap becomes a chasm between upper middle class and everyone else, and that's namely white upper middle class and everyone else, and black women throw a temper tantrum because they want to be rich white women, elite white women, upper middle class white women, and they throw a temper tantrum and say, okay, well, what's the incentive and who wants to be with average anyway? Then guess what? Because you don't want to be with average men, you will be below average. For the masses of black women, not only will you not be average, you will actually be below average. Listening to women like Yanni, listening to women like Paris, listening to women like Chrissy, and listening to women like District Attorney Fani Willis. Listening to women like Bowser, listening to women like Shira Seven, listening to women like Princella. Black women need black men. And on that note, everyone, we will pause right there. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Y'all go check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content. Dr. Thunder is streaming right now, if I'm not mistaken. And the Raj Report should be streaming in a little bit, so y'all go check them out. Yeah. this was sad to see. And I'm actually going to link, like I said, I'm going to try to find the Washington Post article. I'm going to link that, and I'm going to link the other clip of District Attorney Fani Willis, where it like she's really essentially giving dating advice on the stand. Horrible dating advice. Wrong dating advice. Right? But black women want to hear this because they think it's empowering and they feel it's empowering and it strokes their ego the right way. Giggity. And no news podcast says in the top 25 black owned businesses, only 2 are owned by black women. Medium Man did a video about it. Yeah. Right? 98% of black female businesses are what sole proprietorships. They don't have any employees. Tone Talks covered that years ago. Black women, the numbers say different, right? All these people are wrong. Ebony K. Williams is wrong. Tyler Perry is wrong. All these people are wrong. Oprah, everybody, look. Black women are out earning black men. They're wrong. That's factually inaccurate. Tanya TKO is wrong. All the people that say this or imply it or suggest it, they may not say it outright because they know better, but they kind of imply it a little bit. They're wrong. Black men still earn more than black women, period, point blank. Thank you, Trill. And your bundles, lashes, and t-shirt hustles are not going to get you into the elite status. They're barely keeping you middle. They're barely keeping you stable, let's be honest. Right? Thank you, No News Podcast. Can't get rich off of wigs and lashes. So on that note, y'all, will truly pause right here. District Attorney Fani Willis, you're 100% wrong. You're just wrong. Right? So I see what's going on with you. I see the racial element. I do not appreciate it. Right? I understand what's going on behind the scenes. I know why they coming at. We all know why they coming at you. We understand. But you're wrong about this. And you're wrong for poaching another woman's husband. But you're wrong about this. But it sounds nice. And maybe if you had your own man, you wouldn't be poaching another woman's husband. And on that note, y'all have a great rest of your day. Mr. Z out. All right, y'all. Go touch some grass.